So we all have Todd Gurley at 1. Number 2, I went with Saquon Barkley. Just broke the rookie record for receptions in a season. Points per game right now, he's number 1, week through 17. I got Saquon Barkley. Who do you guys have at number 2?
I have Melvin Gordon. I think I think there are 5 running backs worthy of the number 1 spot. I'm choosing Melvin Gordon probably higher than most because I believe in the offense. The touchdown volume will be there, and he catches passes and is a complete workhorse.
Mike, who's your number 2?
Ezekiel Elliott
Okay.
is currently my number 2, and that's there's definitely some risk involved in that. Not that there's risk in Elliott, but risk at him being number 2. It's choosing to believe in the reception volume and also believing that 6 rushing touchdowns is extremely low for Zeke Elliott, considering he had 7 in 2017 playing 10 games only.
I've thought a lot about the Barkley versus Zeke debate, and for me it is just the kind of upside of Saquon Barkley.
Oh, yeah.
The unforeseen upside of a guy that's catching that many passes, that central to the offense. I love both players. I get that for sure. My number 3 is Christian McCaffrey. He gets the nod here ahead of Zeke. I'm in a full PPR here in my breakdown, and McCaffrey obviously just broke the receiving record for the running back position, so he gets the number 3 spot for me. Who do you guys have at 3?
I have Zeke, so I'm with Mike. I believe that the touchdowns will be there now that he's being involved in the passing game. Zeke is my 3rd.
And Barkley is my number 3.
Okay, so flip-flop some spots there.
Yep.
My number 4 is Ezekiel Elliott. I've got him right there. I think an argument can be made for him at 3 in my list, but I've got him at 4. Who do you have at 4?
4, I've got Saquon. So
Okay.
he can go from 1 to 5. I think it's, again, I don't believe in the offense as much, but their offense was trash this year, and he was great. So.
Yeah. Mike?
I have Gordon at number 4.
All right, at number 5, I have Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, a free agent. Alvin Kamara, explosive, that offense, and Sean Payton. I think I'm obviously talking about a full PPR league as well, so the reception totals.
Kamara is tougher to rank because you don't know the status of Mark Ingram.
You think he's coming back?
I actually think he will be back.
Interesting. I think he may have. I mean, you could be right. He may have to settle. I don't think he's coming back of his own first pick.
Right.
Because the money he would want, they're not going to give him. But if he doesn't get it somewhere, maybe he comes back. So I've got Kamara at 5. Mike, what do you got at 5?
I got Christian McCaffrey at 5.
Okay.
I have Christian McCaffrey at 5 as well.
Well, then I've got Melvin Gordon at number 6.
And I have number 6. I got James Conner.
Oh, I thought you were going to say James White.
James White Conner.
I have James Conner at 6 as well, and this was when I tweeted this out, this was the number 1. Like, people did not agree at all with James Conner at
people
6.
including yours truly.
Andy
I don't
Hall.
have him in my top 10. I don't think he belongs there.
The Pittsburgh Steelers running back has pretty much always been a top 3 running back in the Mike Tomlin era. It doesn't even matter who it's been. So to have James Conner, who I presume it will be the complete and utter starter, I wish we had the playoffs, right? Because if the Steelers had made the playoffs, we'd see what's their plan with James Conner and Jalen Samuels. I think it's going to be the Conner show in 2019.
We'll get into the news here in a minute, and we'll be talking about the Antonio Brown situation and some of the interesting things happening with the Pittsburgh Steelers. At number 7, I do have currently Antonio Brown. Now, I said this a couple days ago. The cost to trade him is too high. I think he lines up outside again, and I've got him at 7 right now. His offseason situation will be one to monitor, but he's my first wide receiver in that top 10.
At 7, I have my first wide receiver as well, but it's not Antonio Brown. It is Davante Adams.
Whoa, Adams, huh?
Look, he's been unbelievable. Double-digit touchdowns in the last 3 years. He's done it not just with Aaron Rodgers. He did it with Brett Hundley, and now they might get an offensive coordinator in here to open things up a little more. I think Davante Adams is as safe as they come.
And I got Kamara here at number 7.
My number 8 is Davante Adams, the aforementioned, so I've got him just behind Brown.
And I've got Antonio Brown there, so just a flip-flop of wide receivers.
And I'm here to my first wide receiver, who is, in fact, DeAndre Hopkins.
Sure.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Absolutely worthy. I mean, there's similar to running backs, I think wide receivers has a handful of guys that you could take at the top spot, and wouldn't be weird at all in 2019.
My number 9, this was the one that I got a little bit of feedback on. People didn't want to rank him because he doesn't have a team yet, and that's Le'Veon Bell. I went with Le'Veon Bell at number 9. He's gonna get paid, and he's going to be put in a position to be a workhorse in the NFL. So I think, a perennial number one type of guy will get the contract someplace. Le'Veon Bell, I've got a 9.
Yeah, it's super interesting because you got flack for having him in your top 10. I posted one without him. I got flack for not having him in. So people aren't going to be happy no matter where you have Lev Bell. At number 9 is where I've got Alvin Kamara, and again, it's hard to rank him not knowing Mark Ingram's situation.
Yeah, that's why Kamara is where he is. If Mark Ingram does not come back,
yes,
Alvin Kamara will move up a few spots. I got Adams at the number 9 spot, my wide receiver 2.
And number 10, rounding it out, I have DeAndre Hopkins. So, Mike, you brought him up as your first wide receiver. I thought about it as well, and he's in my top 10 at number 10, which means that James Conner's not in the top 10, which means that Joe Mixon, David Johnson, Nick Chubb, Tyreek Hill. If it was a standard league, I would have had Tyreek Hill higher than DeAndre Hopkins.
And I've got DeAndre Hopkins at 10 as well.
My number 10 is Joe Mixon.
Okay.
Interesting. He was almost in my top 10. And then I thought better of it.
I think it means more with you having him there. To me, it means that you give him the nod over a player like Nick Chubb, right?
Yes,
who you really
David
like.
Johnson.
So David Johnson, some of these other potentially. Sony Michel. I mean, I think Sony Michel belongs in the second round. This is, my take, obviously. So interesting. Obviously, it's going to be hotly debated all offseason. We're going to have a lot of discussions, mock drafts, a lot of free agency draft implications. And the questions like Mark Ingram. That'll be very interesting, too.
Yeah. Hey, you want to have a cup of coffee with me? Click subscribe. We'll hang out. We'll do it together. Make your team the best.